Charles Johnson, he's a life coach and relationship expert and jack of all trades. He's also an author, wouldn't you know it, author of the book, How to Find the Right One and Make It Last. All right, Charles, tell us a little bit about the do's and don'ts, so what people can do, what they shouldn't do, what they will do at times, I guess, to find the right mate, to find the right person. What's all involved with it these days, and talk a bit about your book as well.
Well, let's talk about what they should do.
All right.
The first thing you have to figure out is what you want.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what the other person's looking for. So a lot of times you'll list, I want superficial things.
Right.
You know, we're all caught up in what someone looks like or what they drive or where they work. But what you really need is to figure out, you know, are they dependable? Do they inspire you? You know, is the person, do they complement your life? Do they enhance your life beyond what you can do by yourself? If you go after those type of qualities, you'll make the right decisions. The don'ts are, don't go after the things that change over time. Looks change over time.
Right. Yeah, we all know that. And of course, this day and age, I mean, you got people on the move 24/7. Life is fast, on the go. And tell us how folks can find the right one and make it last in today's society when you got the internet. You have a lot of easy ways to, I guess, find and kind of contrast between what you want and what you don't want. You know, let's say on the internet, you go to an internet dating site, you know, you could kind of weed out some of the undesirables, I guess, in that way. But what are still some of the do's and don'ts on that level?
You know, in the book, I talk about untangling the mystery of internet dating. And one of the things you have to do, whether you're traditional dating or internet dating, is you got to know who you're talking to.
Right.
You know, you're not face-to-face with someone, so you need to use the video chat functions that, you know, they have and say, I need to see who you are. Can you give me your driver's license? Can you give me your passport? I need to understand who you are, and that picture you posted is really you.
Not a glamour shot from 1993.
And where you say you live is actually where you live.
Yeah, exactly. And do you smoke? Do you not smoke? You know, and as you said, how's your life or your ways going to complement, you know, me as well? So I guess the big story is when you go online, you do the online dating, don't lie, because you're just not going to find the right person by doing that in the first place.
You know what I always tell people?
What's that?
Put exactly who you are.
Right.
Somebody might like you just the way you are without you changing one thing. Whether you're traditionally dating, meeting somebody, you know, through friends or just meeting them face-to-face, or if you're online, they still might like you just the way you are. So just be honest.
Yeah, lots of fish in the sea. And there's
a lot of fish.
Yeah, plenty of people out there on the internet as well. All right, Charles, we'll talk more with you in just a few minutes. Right now, time to turn it back on over to Kelly.
Thank you.
And I'm back with Charles Johnson once again. Of course, he is an author, also a relationship expert, that's right, and life coach. So as we mentioned earlier, he's kind of a jack of all trades. He's also an author of this book right here. Of course, it's called How to Find the Right One and Make It Last. All right, earlier we were talking about how to find the right one and the do's and don'ts and all that. Let's say you already have the right one. You're married, and let's say you want to, you know, it's all important to plan, you know, the right date when you're married or when you already have a significant other. How easy is it, or how hard is it, and what should you do and what can you do to plan the right date?
Now, one of the things in the book, How to Find the Right One and Make It Last, I put in dozens of different activities that couples can use to plan a perfect date. Okay. Even step-by-step details from how do you choose a date, how do you set it up, how do you actually ask your wife or ask your girlfriend out on a date, and vice versa. How do you do the pre-planning to make sure it's perfect when you get there? But, you know, men, one of the dates I think is you got to do something different. Right. You know, you got to do the unexpected. So one of the best ones, take her shopping.
Uh-oh.
Take her shopping. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything big.
There, yeah.
Take her shopping.
I see what you're saying.
If you take her shopping and then take her to dinner, it'll be a whole lot more meaningful.
Wow. All right. Well, let's hope you just don't break the wallet while you're doing it. But
no,
you know.
No, you won't break the wallet, because part of the planning process is where you take her shopping. So you can take her to discount stores like Ross or TJ Maxx.
There you go.
Or you can take her over to Albany Mall. You know? So you let your budget kind of determine where you're going to take her shopping, but just do something that is important to her. Or you could do something simple where you hinted about things that you like, but you've never done it. Like from here, it's a really quick trip down to Disney World or Disneyland, Disney World, or going down to SeaWorld.
Okay.
Very simple trip. Plan it over the weekend, but it could be something that's memorable for years. Create magic moments for you.
Okay. And you know, after you find that person and you're making it last, you know, in order to make it last, you got to kind of keep the fun going. You got to have a little bit of spice in there as well. And of course, when you do have kids, then it gets even harder. So how can the ladies out there, how can a woman keep her wife identity after she's already been married and let's say had a child or two? What can both parties do, man and woman, husband and wife? What can they do to plan dates and some alone time, some time to, you know, just relax and, you know, and not have to deal with the kids maybe for a few hours or one night? What can they do?
Well, if you think the biggest thing you have to do is you got to make each other a priority.
Right.
But before you do that, you have to make yourself a priority. Mm-hmm. So let's say you're the mother, you just had the kids. The thing you got to do is you got to get yourself back. You got to keep yourself looking nice. Okay. So you do that by doing your hair. You know, you put the makeup on, you put the new outfit on, you put the new shoes on. That motivates him to come home. Right. But he has to do the same thing. Right. He's got to make her want him to come home, you know. He's got to keep himself looking. Because if you think about it, when they first met, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Right. You know, they loved hanging out with each other. Mm-hmm. They had exciting times together. They thought each one were cute. But you got to keep that kindling thing going all along.
Yeah, got to keep the fire burning.
Got to keep the fire burning.
Yeah. And okay. What's another way that you can maybe plan an entire weekend when you're married with children, so to speak? What's something you could do maybe that you take the kids with you? Is that a possibility, or is that something you look to as well?
You know, it's always, you find that you always end up taking the kids with you. Right. What I promote to my clients is sometimes leave the kids with the grandparents.
There you go.
Or leave them with friends that you trust so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. And have that date weekend or that date week that you just go on your own. Yeah. You two plan a weekend together. You two plan a getaway to wherever together.
And heck, your kids may want some time off from you as well.
Oh, they do. You know they do.
If they love grandparents, you know they can get away with anything.
They get spoiled.
Grandparents' house. All right, well, we'll talk a little bit more with you in the coming minutes. But first, we're going to check out what Kelly's got over at the news desk. Kelly?